Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk men's basketball. And with us, head coach Andy Bronkema. And Coach, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
So fall in terms of the postseason play, now into the postseason, but for men's basketball, just opening the regular season, and a great start by the Bulldogs, 2-0 this past weekend.
It was good to get off to a faster start this year. The last couple of years, we've been a little slow out of the gates, and to grab a couple wins early, I think it's going to help us, but we still got a long ways to go.
Had an opportunity to start last week playing an exhibition game at Michigan State, and certainly a great experience for your kids leading into the season opener.
Yeah, we're just thankful for Coach Izzo and their program to invite us over there to play them, and that experience was, you know, once in a lifetime. Hopefully not once in a lifetime. Hopefully in a few years we'll get to go back, but it was a great time for us. We learned a lot about our team and had a good time, so we appreciate that.
You opened the regular season then this past weekend at the GLIAC GLVC Challenge down in Allendale at Grand Valley State, and taking on Missouri St. Louis and Quincy. You faced these same two teams last year to open the year in two very close games.
Two good teams, very good teams, well coached, veteran coaches, and they have systems in place that are winning systems, and they play good basketball. So we knew we were up for a challenge, and we were ready for that challenge, and we played pretty well. We got out of the gate in the first half each game, and you know, came out pretty strong and executed what we wanted to do.
As we go to the highlights of the Missouri-St. Louis game, game one on Saturday, got off to a great start, as you mentioned, led 41-18 at halftime, and really shot the ball well in the first half.
Yeah, you know, it's a little easier to shoot the ball well when you're open, so we're trying to do the best we can to create these open looks for each other. I was happy with how we shared the ball. You know, we had some tough finishes at the rim that maybe we can make a few more of, but just happy with the way we shared the ball, and we know that there's going to be games where we don't shoot as well, and we got to find a way to win those games too.
Jabril Jackson right here, one of your seniors with a tough shot, and really a veteran as your point guard.
Well, with getting Jabril and James back after the preseason, it's really put all of our guys in the proper roles. Gives Noah and Pete a chance to come off the bench with some energy. They did a great job, and then we really got some room for. Very happy with our backup center play too. They played amazing. Mo and Hankins, you know, translating his good work and practice to the game, and then you know we got room for a couple more to keep emerging. So great steal here, read by Cush at the end of the half, and good presence of mind to know he can take it all the way in there for the layup to beat the buzzer. But just happy with the way our rotations are fitting together here early, and just looking forward to trying to get better.
Cushingberry with the shot right there, and then here the Bulldogs with Josh Fleming driving on the baseline, able to finish right near the basket, and he had a solid weekend for you as well.
Yeah, we rely on each other a lot to create for each other. You know, I'd say if I had to pick one guy that works a little bit out of the system more than normal would be Josh. You know, he's got that skill set that deserves some opportunities to. I don't like the word force, but you know, to be aggressive. But just happy with the way we work as a team.
Jared Stahliker, your big man with 24 points a game in the two contests and earned GLIAC Player of the Week, had a fantastic start to the season.
Jared would be the first one to tell you that, you know, it's because of the other guys too, and he came out strong. He's getting healthy off of a bum ankle here in the preseason, and you know, he's just more patient in the post this year. You know, receiving some double teams and very unselfish, willing to pass out of it. But guys keep pounding it down low to him, and you know, we're looking for him to be big for us this year.
80-55, the final scores. You beat Missouri St. Louis, but quick turnaround time as you have just a one night of rest and then right back at it, kind of like you'll face later on in the year if you're fortunate enough to get to the postseason.
Well, that's the goal, to draw on this later on in the year. But you know, these classic tournaments at the beginning of the year, opening weekend, are a lot of fun. And it was nice to be closer to home. This isn't our home floor, but we're closer to home this time with the GLIAC hosting. And you know, we're able to sleep in our own beds and get some ice baths. And you know, I think we had pretty fresh legs. We were able to keep the minutes, you know, pretty spread out and even.
A couple games here early in the year. A lot of basketball left to be played, but a couple games that could be important in terms of regional comparisons at the end of the season.
Yeah, it puts us in a better, you know, better position with some of these regional crossover wins. But you know, it all depends on what we do after this. You know, last year we didn't win either one of these games and still ended up all right. So there's a lot of different ways you can do it to try to get in the tournament. But we're just, you know, we're going one game at a time, and we're happy with our start.
Here again against Quincy, got off to a great start, 19-point halftime lead, and again shooting the ball well from the outside and really finding a way to make some plays around the basket.
We just needed to play a little bit. They forced us to play a little bit different than we would want to play. You know, we had to rely on a lot of dribble drive penetration, and fortunately we have some very nice players that have the ability to do some different things on the floor. So we drove in there, kicked it off to open guys, and we made some shots. So not every game this year we're going to shoot like we did in these games, but when we do, we're going to be tough to beat.
Got off to a 45-26 halftime lead, and then here in the second half, Quincy tried to make a run a few times, but every time they tried to make a run, you were able to find an answer.
We did a lot of trading baskets. You know, our patience on offense was good, and our attack was good, but defensively, I thought we got a little bit tired and a little bit lazy. So there's always things to work on, and as we dig into the film here, you know, we'll be able to coach them up and teach them. And you know, I'm just proud of this team for how well they're listening and how well they're buying into what we're trying to do here. And so, again, James could have easily taken that in himself. He dumped it off, and that's the type of thing we're trying to. It's contagious. Another good pass here. So we had 24 assists in this game, and that's something that's real special. 91-68 the final score. You get those two games behind you now, and chance to regroup here for a couple days, but right back at it, taking on a very good Lewis team on Wednesday night, and then at home against St. Joseph's in the home opener on Saturday. Yeah, looking forward to those games. Real quick turnarounds. You know, originally we thought this tournament was going to be a Friday, Saturday. Moved it to a Saturday, Sunday, giving us one less day there for the Lewis game, and that rivalry. Non-conference rivalry with Lewis is a pretty strong one. We've had some great games, and it's going to be down to the wire for sure. How important are these games in terms of getting you ready, preparing you for the start of conference play come up the first week of December? Well, they're important. You know, our whole schedule this year, all 28 games, we're all D2 games this year, so it's preparing us, I think, the proper way. And you know, right now we're trying to win them all, but there's going to be roadblocks in there, and you know, Lewis is going to be a tough game. We're not trying to look too much past that, but they'll prepare us well for the conference. And the conference this year, looking at the opening weekend and just knowing these teams and these coaches, it's just going to be a lot of fun competing because there's a lot of good teams and a lot of great players. Home opener Saturday against St. Joseph's, and obviously your first home game. A lot of excitement in terms of the Ferris State campus this weekend with postseason football, volleyball perhaps, obviously hockey going on, and really a great time to play your first home game. Well, basketball's here, and I think the community's ready for it, but you know, in another sense, you know, we're not ready because we got all these playoff runs and these other things going on, so it's almost like, wow, basketball's here already. So we're just excited for the teams and the coaches and the players that are still playing right now, and it's an exciting time to be a Bulldog, and we're just trying to do our part and you know, work together here for these playoff games, and then you know, hopefully carry that on in the winter here. Well, Coach, congratulations again on the great start, and best of luck to the Bulldogs. Thanks. That's going to do it for another episode of Ferris Sports Update. Reminder, you can follow all the action online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Have a great week.